Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video. Hollow Knight is one of the greatest indie games of all time. A game dripping with atmosphere from its striking, bleak visuals to its beautifully arranged soundtrack. The gameplay felt fresh and unique, blending Metroidvania exploration with challenging bosses and platforming sections, while also incorporating Souls-like elements with benches that act like checkpoints and the game's currency being taken away upon death. Hollow Knight is probably one of my favorite indie games personally. It was met with stellar reviews on launch and has since grown a strong fan base. And now 7 years later, we finally have the release of the sequel, Hollow Knight Silksong. The wait for this release was like no other indie game. Fans were clamoring for some kind of update for this game for years. Silksong was being shown off in previous Xbox showcases and even had demos available for the longest time, yet we didn't really get any updates other than the game will eventually release. So fans were understandably getting a little impatient waiting for the game. But now, the wait is over. Released soon after the launch date was announced, fans like myself went crazy with excitement. So now that Hollow Knight Silksong has been out for a while, was it worth the wait? And does it live up to the original game? Well, let's find out. But before we do, if you liked this video, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe for more content like this. Indie games are my bread and butter outside of Nintendo games, so be sure to stay tuned for more. Okay, with that out of the way, let's get into why you should play Hollow Knight Silksong. Hollow Knight Silksong on the surface might look just like Hollow Knight again. However, there are a lot of little elements that make this entry distinct from its predecessor. First off, the main protagonist this time around is Hornet, the princess protector of Hollow Nest. Hornet is more of a character than the knight from the original game, and while she did make a huge impression in the first game, here we get to see more from her character. We see how she may have a hard shell on the outside, but she has a big heart for the bugs in Farloom. She is a very direct and determined character. Her dialogue is eloquent, making her distinct and reveals so much about her personality. She has quickly become one of my favorite video game protagonists. Her design alone is so striking. The world of Hollow Knight Silksong is one of its biggest strengths. Farloom's atmosphere is quite dreary for the most part, with death waiting around every corner for the bugs in this world. But there are also moments throughout the game that show little glimmers of hope for these creatures. The gameplay is a step up from the original. Hornet is a much more agile character with an acrobatic moveset. The knight from the original was a tiny tank who could pack a real punch, while Hornet is a faster and more nimble bug. Bosses do double the damage to Hornet, but her agility makes up for it. If you are really good, you can fly all over the place dealing crazy hits against bosses. And that's just her base moveset. Hornet also comes with a silk mechanic and specific tools that she can utilize in combat. These tools are crazy cool, with even some tools having the ability to get upgrades throughout the game. You can also equip different abilities to Hornet, allowing you to create a build that works for you. On top of that, you have multiple crests that you can choose from that kind of act like different classes that changes Hornet's moveset and gives you different ability slots. Each crest is distinct, which gives the player the ability to pick and choose the best loadout, and a lot of these crests are completely optional and often tucked away. Silksong, like the original Hollow Knight, is packed with secrets, which makes exploration so rewarding. Exploration is what you will be doing for most of the game. It's an important aspect of any Metroidvanias, and thankfully the level design here is superb. Of course there will be some backtracking, but the game does a good enough job mitigating this with certain fast travel points and shortcuts you can find. There are also walls that you can break, secret passages, and completely hidden areas that you can discover just by taking the time and looking around. Sometimes the rewards aren't that exciting, like finding a pile of money, but there are a lot of abilities and tools hidden and tucked away waiting to be discovered. It's kind of crazy how many abilities and tools you can completely miss if you aren't looking carefully. I completely missed out on one particular merchant for the longest time, and he had some really good stuff that could have helped me in those early boss fights. Speaking of, these boss battles are no joke. Even the mini bosses will completely destroy you if you are not careful enough. The bosses are smarter and they hit harder than ever before. These are some of the most ambitious fights too, with some amazing choreography and spectacle. Learning the boss's attack pattern is some of the most rewarding and most challenging aspect in the game. And it doesn't help that the bosses do double the damage.
Oh, Neptune.
While these battles can be really tough, some of them can be exploited. So if you're having trouble with a particular boss, then I suggest either take a break and explore Farloom for more resources and abilities, or try a different build or strategy. It can be easy to get frustrated with this game, but I highly recommend walking away from the game and coming back later. You'd be surprised by how much of the fight your muscles remember. It helps that exploration is a big factor of Silksong, allowing you to find more mask shards for your health and upgrades for your arsenal, so that you can face those more difficult boss fights again. The music in Silksong is absolutely sublime. The composer of the original returns with another banger soundtrack, with both exhilarating battle music and soft, gentle tracks. Christopher Larkin continues to be one of my favorite video game composers, with some heavenly tracks like the one that plays in the choral chambers. And of course, we can't forget about certain boss themes that are as anxiety-inducing as they are epic. In short, Hollow Knight Silksong is the complete package, with the cherry on top being a $20 price tag. Team Cherry could have charged $60 for Silksong, and it would have still been worth the price. But with this $20 price tag, you get more bang for your buck than most AAA games on the market. All killer, no filler. Well, except for some of the more mundane side quests that Silksong introduces. But honestly, I didn't mind them. I just enjoyed being in this world, completing quests and gaining rewards. The difficulty is also a barrier for people, and while the game can be made easier with the use of tools, it can still be insanely difficult. If you have been on the fence about getting Silksong, then I highly recommend giving it a shot. It's cheap, it's polished, and this is easily one of the best games of this year. It was well worth the 7-year wait. Just please don't make us wait another 7 years, Team Cherry. I'm begging you. Let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are on Hollow Knight Silksong. Are you thinking of picking it up? Have you already picked it up? Let me know your thoughts down below. And thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see y'all next time. God bless.